I stood in my own living room, frozen. Voices were coming from upstairs. My mother's voice echoed down the stairwell. And this bedroom would be perfect for the nursery, don't you think? I never gave anyone permission to be here. I climbed the stairs slowly, my heart pounding in my chest. When I reached the master bedroom doorway, I saw them. My mom, my sister-in-law, Brianna, and some woman I didn't even know. All three of them were standing in my bedroom like they owned the place. Mom looked startled when she saw me, but not apologetic. "Oh," she said lightly, "you're here." That's when I realized my own mother had broken into my house. My name is Maya. I'm 26 years old, and I just bought my first house. I work as a freelance graphic designer. I've been hustling for 5 years straight, saving every dollar I could. I grew up in the shadow of my older brother Ethan. He's 29 now, married to Brianna. And my parents? They gave him everything. Car payments when he couldn't afford his lease. Wedding costs when he and Brianna got married. Even a down payment on his first apartment. Me? I was the independent one. The career girl who didn't need help. And you know what? I never asked for it. Because I knew if I did, there'd be strings attached. So I saved. I worked late nights. I lived in a tiny studio with a bathroom so small I could brush my teeth while sitting on the toilet. And 3 weeks ago, I closed on my first house. I didn't tell anyone. Not my parents. Not Ethan. Not even the address. Because I knew, deep down I knew, they'd either criticize my choice, ask to move in, or treat it like it was communal property. I just wanted one thing that was mine, one thing I built on my own. If you've ever been pushed aside by family, subscribe right now and tell me where you're watching from. Because what happened next? I never saw it coming. I thought maybe, just maybe, I could have this one thing without interference. I was wrong. I'd taken the afternoon off to move in furniture. Just a few pieces I'd bought secondhand. The only person who had a key was my best friend Jenna. She'd helped me move boxes the week before. When I pulled up to the house that day, I saw my mom's car in the driveway. At first, I thought maybe Jenna had told her I bought a place and she'd come to congratulate me. Naive, I know. I walked inside. The front door was unlocked. That should have been my first clue. I heard voices upstairs, women's voices, laughing. I climbed the stairs quietly, my stomach twisting. And that's when I heard my mother's voice, clear as day. "This master bedroom gets beautiful light. You could put a crib right by the window." I froze on the landing. Brianna's voice came next. "It's smaller than I thought, but it'll work." Then another voice I didn't recognize. "You're so lucky your mother-in-law found this for you." I stepped into the doorway. All three of them turned. "Found what for who?" I said. "Brianna's friend, Katie." I learned later, went pale. My mom just laughed, actually laughed. "Maya, we didn't expect you." "I didn't expect you either," I said slowly. "How did you even get in?" She waved her hand like it was nothing. "I had a key made. Jenna mentioned you bought a place." "Jenna wouldn't give you my address." Brianna crossed her arms. "We were just looking, Maya. No need to be dramatic." "Looking at my house?" Mom sighed like I was a child throwing a tantrum. "Ethan and Brianna need more space. You're single. What are you going to do with 3 bedrooms?" Katie edged toward the hallway. She looked like she wanted to disappear. "I'm going to live in it," I said, my voice shaking. "Alone, because I bought it." "We can work something out," Mom said. "Ethan can help with the mortgage." "I don't need help. I need you to leave," Brianna muttered to Katie, not even quietly. "I told you she'd be selfish about it." That's when my mom reached into her purse and pulled out a measuring tape. "We were just getting dimensions for furniture," she said, like it was the most reasonable thing in the world. "You don't have to make a scene." Dimensions. For furniture. For my house. That's when it hit me. They weren't just looking. They were planning to move in. And no one had asked me. I stood there, shaking, as all three of them filed past me and down the stairs. Mom paused at the front door. "We'll talk about this later, Maya, when you've calmed down." Then they left. I locked the door behind them and sat on the floor of my empty living room. I didn't cry. I was too angry to cry. That evening, my dad called. His voice was calm, too calm. Your mother told me there was a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding, I repeated. Dad, she broke into my house. He sighed. Your mother got ahead of herself. But Brianna's pregnant now. You have to understand. That's great for them. But that's not my problem. Don't be cold, Maya. Family helps family. I bought this house by myself, I said. No one helped me. Because you never asked. I wanted to scream. Ethan never had to ask. Silence. Then Dad's voice, dismissive. You're being sensitive. We'll talk when you're ready to be reasonable. He hung up. I stared at my phone. Like my boundaries didn't even exist. Like I didn't even matter. The weekend came and my mom texted me. Family dinner tonight. We need to clear the air. I didn't want to go. But I thought maybe, if I explained in person, they'd understand. When I got to my parents' house, Ethan and Brianna were already there. Ethan looked up from the couch the second I walked in. So, you're really not going to help us out? No hello. No, how are you? Just that. Help you how? I asked. Let us rent a room. We'll pay you. I don't want roommates. Brianna's voice dripped with sarcasm. Must be nice to be so independent. Some of us actually care about family. Mom came out of the kitchen, wiping her hands on a towel. Maya, this is what family does. You have space. They need space. No, I said. It was all I could get out. Ethan stood up. You've always been like this. You act like you're better than us just because you don't ask for anything. Brianna spoke louder, making sure everyone heard. She probably can't even afford it. That's why she's so paranoid. The room went silent. Mom didn't say a word. Dad looked down at his plate. No one defended me. I grabbed my coat and left before anyone could see my hands shaking. A few days later, I changed my locks. Mom texted again. We need to talk. This has gone far enough. She wanted to meet at a coffee shop. I thought maybe she was going to apologize. I should have known better. When I got there, she was already sitting at a table, with a stack of printed Zillow listings in front of her. If you're going to be stubborn, she said, sliding them toward me, at least help them find a place. They're adults, I said. You don't get it. She leaned forward. Brianna's family is wealthy. If we don't help, they'll think we're not good enough. And there it was. This wasn't about helping Ethan. It was about my mother's image. You're making me look bad, she said. This isn't about you. Her face went cold. Everything in this family is about all of us. You're being selfish. She stood up, grabbed her purse, and looked down at me like I was a stranger. Don't bother coming to Sunday dinners until you fix your attitude. Then she walked out. I sat there alone, staring at the Zillow printouts, feeling like the villain for protecting my own home. When I got back to my house that night, I was furious and heartbroken. I sat on my couch and looked around at the space I'd fought so hard for. Then I pulled out my phone, opened my security camera app. Because here's what they didn't know. The day after I closed on the house, I installed a smart doorbell and interior cameras. I wasn't paranoid. I was prepared. I scrolled back to the day of the tour, and I watched. My mother standing on the front porch with a locksmith. I'm just checking on my daughter's house, she said sweetly. She gave me permission. I never gave her permission. The locksmith let her in. She walked through every room, taking photos on her phone. Brianna followed, talking on her phone in the hallway. Yeah, it's small, but we can make it work until Mom and Dad help us buy something bigger. Katie's voice, hesitant. Does Maya even know you're planning to move in? Brianna laughed. Actually laughed. She'll get over it. She always does. I watched my mother pull out a measuring tape. Watched her take notes like she was planning the decor. I saved every second of that footage to a cloud drive. Then I pulled out my closing documents. Deed, mortgage paperwork, all in my name. I texted Jenna. I need you to connect me with your lawyer friend. She replied in seconds. Say no more. I'll set it up. They thought I'd just roll over. They didn't know I'd been recording everything. 2 days later, I sat across from Jenna's friend Vanessa in her small office downtown. She watched the footage on my laptop without saying a word. When it finished, she looked up at me. Technically, this is trespassing, she said. She had no legal right, even if she's your mother. I don't want to press charges, I said quickly. I just want them to stop. Vanessa nodded. Then we send a cease and desist. Make it clear that any further entry will result in legal consequences. I hesitated. It felt extreme. Jenna, sitting beside me, put her hand on my arm. Maya, they broke into your house and plan to move in. This isn't extreme. This is protecting yourself. I nodded. Vanessa drafted the letters that afternoon. She sent copies to my mom and to Ethan. The family group chat exploded within an hour. Ethan: Are you serious? You're threatening mom with legal action? Brianna: This is insane. You've lost it. Mom: I can't believe my own daughter would do this. Dad: Maya, call me, now. I muted the chat. Over the next few days, it got worse. Mom showed up at my co-working space, tried to corner me in the lobby. I walked past her without a word. Ethan left a voicemail. You're tearing this family apart over a stupid house. Grow up. Brianna posted on Facebook. Family is supposed to support each other, but some people only care about themselves. Extended family started messaging me, asking what was going on. I didn't respond. Jenna kept me grounded. They're trying to guilt you. Don't let them. One evening, there was a knock on my door. I checked the camera. It was Dad. I let him in, reluctantly. He looked around the living room, at the couch I'd just assembled, the bookshelf I'd painted myself. Your mom got carried away, he said quietly. She broke in, Dad? I know, but you sent a legal letter. She's embarrassed. Because she wouldn't stop. He ran a hand through his hair. Ethan's frustrated. Brianna's hormonal. It's a tough time. And I'm just supposed to give up my house? He didn't have an answer. After a long silence, he headed for the door. I hope you know what you're doing, he said. Then he left. I closed the door and leaned against it. For the first time, I felt the full weight of standing alone, but also something else, strength. A week later, Mom texted, We need to have a family meeting. This has to be resolved. I agreed, but only at a neutral location, a park near my house, and I told Vanessa to come with me. When I arrived, my family was already there, sitting on one side of a picnic table. Mom, Dad, Ethan, Brianna. When Vanessa walked up beside me, Mom's face went red. You brought a lawyer to a family conversation? I sat down across from them. You brought a locksmith to my house. Vanessa set her briefcase on the table and opened it calmly. We're here to establish clear boundaries, she said. Maya owns her home. No one has the right to enter without permission. Mom's voice shook. I'm her mother. That doesn't grant legal access. Brianna rolled her eyes. This is ridiculous. I looked at all of them. My voice was steady, but my heart was pounding. You all treated my house like it was yours. You planned to move in without asking me. Ethan leaned forward. We were going to pay rent. You never asked. You just assumed. Dad sighed. This could have been handled privately. I tried, I said. You all ignored me. I nodded to Vanessa. She pulled out a tablet and set it on the table. Then she pressed play. The footage started. Mom on the front porch with the locksmith. I'm just checking on my daughter's house. Brianna in the hallway on her phone. She'll get over it. She always does. Mom with the measuring tape, taking notes. Katie asking, Does Maya even know? Brianna's laugh. The table went silent. Brianna's face flushed red. Mom looked away. Ethan stared at the screen. Where did you? I have cameras, I said. I have every second recorded. Vanessa's voice was calm and firm. If any of you enter that property again without Maya's written consent, she will pursue trespassing charges. Mom's voice cracked. You'd really do that? To your own mother? I met her eyes. You really broke into my house? Your own daughter's? The silence was heavy. Brianna shifted in her seat. We just needed help. Then ask, I said. Don't assume. Don't scheme. Don't treat me like I don't matter. Ethan's voice was quieter now. We didn't think it was a big deal. That's the problem, I said. You never think about me at all. Dad finally spoke. We owe you an apology. Mom turned to him, eyes wide. Linda, he said, his voice steady. We do. Her eyes filled with tears, but her voice stayed defensive. I was just trying to help. You were trying to control, I said. There's a difference. Vanessa placed copies of the cease and desist letters on the table. These are official, she said. Any violations? We move forward legally. The meeting ended. No hugs, no reconciliation, just boundaries. Ethan and Brianna left first, silent. Mom lingered for a moment, looking at me like she wanted to say something. But she didn't. She just turned and walked away. Dad paused. I'm sorry, Maya. I didn't realize how far it went. I nodded. But I didn't say it was okay, because it wasn't. 2 months passed. I heard from Ethan once. A short text. We found a place. We're good. No apology, but no more demands either. Mom sent a generic birthday card in the mail. No mention of the house. No phone call. I didn't respond. Dad called occasionally. Small talk. Careful not to bring up the conflict. And me? I felt lighter. I finished furnishing my house exactly how I wanted it. Jenna came over for dinner one night. We sat on my back patio with wine and pizza, laughing until our sides hurt. She raised her glass. To boundaries and badassery? I clinked my glass against hers. I planted flowers in the front yard, something I'd always dreamed of doing. One evening, I sat on my porch with a cup of coffee, watching the sun set over my little street. And I realized something. I didn't miss the family dinners. I didn't miss being overlooked. I didn't miss being expected to understand while no one tried to understand me. My house felt like a true home now, not because it was big or fancy, but because it was mine. I thought about the look on my mom's face when that footage played, the shock, the shame. For the first time, they couldn't deny what they'd done. For the first time, I didn't back down. They wanted me to feel guilty for protecting what I built. But I finally understood. I didn't need their approval. I just needed my own respect. If you've ever had to stand up to family betrayal, hit subscribe and tell me your story. I know I'm not the only one who's had to choose between keeping the peace and keeping my sanity. Where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments. I read every single one. And if this story hit home for you, share it. Someone else might need to hear that it's okay to set boundaries, even with family. Sometimes the hardest thing we do is protect the life we built with our own hands. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.